Age is just a number. Well, that's what we like to say. But when it comes to social media, there is definitely a different experience between what the 45 plus age group has and the younger ones. Let's look at ageism and social media.
You are watching Influence Media, PSI TV, the Netflix of biz brands.
I've got a story for you. We'll look at what the Bible says, what research says, all of which I bring week after week strategies to help you optimize your opportunity to be discovered for what you do, to become famous for what you do. Today, we're going to look at ageism and social media, success after age 45. Trudy Behrman here of Profitable Social Influence TV, PSI TV. I'm also a doctoral candidate at Liberty University pursuing research in influential reach. According to this research by Business Initiative, 94% of entrepreneurs are 35 years old and older, most of which 51% of business owners are 55 years old and older. So with that in mind, consider this next statistic. According to YouTube statistics, there are 32.5 million small businesses in the United States, but only 9% of us have an experience on YouTube where we have a YouTube presence. Now, if you think that 94% of business owners are 35% and older, and only 9% have a YouTube presence, that is just reinforcing the fact that 45 plus age group, we have a different experience with social media than the younger people. And I want to tell you, we're missing out. So here is another statistic. And this is saying that although marketers realize that video has a stronger return on investment than photos, only 9% of realtors are actually creating listing videos. Guys, a lot of those realtors are likely to be in the 35 plus age group. So we're just reinforcing this all over the place. Now, I'd like to think it's probably because we don't feel a complete alignment. The young ones have grown up with a phone or a tablet in their hand. The internet came around late 90s, and then we jumped on. Facebook became open to non-college people in about 2004. When you hear the young people saying words like yeet and DED, dead, woof, and I had to look these up. Yeet apparently means a strong yes. I kid you not, I learned it. I'm today years old when I learned that. So a lot of us are not on the same page. Now, can you imagine? A lot of us see this as the prayer emoji, but it's also seen as the high five emoji. Now, imagine a young person telling you that their friend died, for example, and us 45 plus year olds sends them this emoji, and they receive that as a high five instead of a prayer emoji. There is truly a disconnect going on, and that we need to fix. Now, Bible story for you. There's a story in 1 Kings 12, and it's talking about when Rehoboam, he's a son of Solomon. He is the heir to the throne after Solomon. Now, under King David, he was first the king over Judah, and then Israel came along when Saul died, and all of them came under the house of King David. And then King Solomon also ruled the entire tribe of Israel. But when Rehoboam took over, Israel came and said, hey, your father made the yoke heavy, do us this solid. And he said, all right, go away for 3 days and I'll tell you my response. Well, while he was gone, he spoke to the council of old men that his father had, but he abandoned that wisdom and took counsel with the young men that grew up with him, his peers. And then when they came back, they gave him, King Rehoboam gave Israel a harsh answer because he took the counsel of the young peers instead of the wisdom of the older men. And then the kingdom of Israel was split. Rehoboam was only left with the tribe of Judah. None of Israel followed anymore. There is folly in youth, and we all know this. There's a lot of folly in youth, but at least this young king had access access to the wisdom of the elders. What is happening today is that the young people today are not really having access to your wisdom, to your expertise, because we do not have a strong social media presence. Let's look at this additional information. This is Instagram statistics, and that said that users 35 plus on Facebook and Instagram maintain a profile presence. A profile presence. So you have a page, but you are not active. You tend to be passive consumers of content, engaging through likes, comments, and shares rather than creating posts. This was reinforced at another statistic body. Now, for those of us who have embraced social media, guess what they're calling us? Oldfluencers. I don't know how you feel about that. I'm not really too crazy about the idea of being called an oldfluencer, but let's look at what this news piece has to say about oldfluencers.
It's like making a collage.
Meet the Oldfluencers.
Oldfluencers. So there you have it. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't really like the term oldfluencers, but there you have it. So the goal of all of this, week after week, I bring this content to you so that you can go from being unknown to discovered. We have years of experience under our belt. We have more experiences than some of these guys have had birthdays. But yet these young upstarts are well versed in the internet. They're very comfortable. They put on a bikini, whoop-de-doo, they get all the attention. You and I are a little bit more guarded, a little bit more resistant about this, but we are missing out. We're missing out, and we're being overshadowed. The young people are listening to their peers. They're not having access to the voice of wisdom, and that needs to change. In any case, there are some that will listen, so they aren't all not listening. There are some that will listen, but they have to have access. And I promise you, again, even if you are a brick and mortar and you're looking for your customer to walk through your door, today the consumer is educated. They Google, they research online before they come looking for any operation. So if you do not have a digital presence, you're absolutely missing out, and you're going to watch these young whippersnappers with no experience, no credentials, just comfort on the online space taking over, and you are being overlooked, and that needs to change. PSI TV, Profitable Social Influence TV, we're on a mission to help you have the recognition for your expertise that you deserve. Going from unknown to discovered, being positioned as the obvious choice in the pack. For example, really quickly, this was a guest on PSI TV, Madison Brightwell. At the time, she had 1 YouTube subscriber, but at least she has a presence on YouTube. Some of you do not have a presence on YouTube. She was on PSI TV, and her show had over 2,000 views, 10 comments, and 119 likes. She's not alone. I have many more like this. Dr. Mansour El-Faki, when he came to me to be on my show, he didn't have any Google presence. If you Google him, nothing really came up. And I said to him, Dr. El-Faki, you've got to create a LinkedIn profile because that's how I communicate with my clients. So he did. And so when I went to research him, he had exactly like 25 people on Facebook, and they were all family and friends. He really did not have any kind of digital presence. Now, because I had him make the LinkedIn profile and he had just written his book, then of course the LinkedIn profile came up, and our post was number 2. And he went on to have over 2,000 views, 9 comments, 124 likes to his post. I have many more results like this. It's your turn. Those of you 35 years and old, but especially the 45-year and older group of experts, of seasoned veterans at what you do, authors, business owners, experts. You guys have years of experience under your belt, mastery and credentials. And these young ones are just coming up and they're overshadowing you. That needs to change. Let's take care of that. I do have an event coming up. And if you missed this one, just join the wait list where you are going to be able to become famous for what you do. Trudy Behrman here. I am super simple to find, and I